Welcome to the Explainer. If you're a tech executive, a CTO, or a lead architect figuring out enterprise AI infrastructure, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're treating this Explainer as a strategic briefing. We're going to dive into the latest 2026 updates from Anthropic's Code with Claude Tokyo keynote. Our goal? To extract the ultimate blueprint for securely deploying autonomous agents across corporate teams. Because, let's face it, we are talking about massive, tectonic shifts in how engineering and operations function at scale. Okay, let's dive right into this. Listen to this scenario for a second. Last night, while we were all asleep, a product somewhere noticed that it was broken. This product read its own error reports, it found the bug, and it wrote the fix and rolled it out to all the users. I mean, think about that. By the time the engineering team woke up, the changelog was already written. There was no morning stand-up, no frantic Jira ticket, absolutely no emergency 3 a.m. Slack thread. This vivid scenario of an overnight, self-healing codebase perfectly hooks us into the reality of modern operations that Anthropic is actually enabling today. It completely sounds like science fiction, right? But it's literally the new baseline. Now, to get to that reality, we need a roadmap. Here's how we're breaking it down today. We're moving top-down, starting with the AI-native enterprise, then the core intelligence engine, blueprint for autonomous agents, enterprise-grade security, and finally, scaling engineering workflows. Basically, we're going straight from the executive vision right down to the bare metal of deployment metrics. So let's jump in. Section 1, the AI-native enterprise, closing the gap. Right now, there's this massive, glaring gap between exponential AI capabilities and, well, linear business operations. I mean, AI has jumped from simple autocomplete just a few years ago to full-blown autonomous agents today. Meanwhile, most business operations are kind of still chugging along linearly. To close that gap, we've got to fundamentally redefine what a company is. An AI-native company isn't just a place where employees use AI tools on the side to, draft an email. No, it's an organization where the work itself runs entirely on the substrate of AI. The paradigm has completely shifted. Humans aren't executing the microtasks anymore. We're simply dictating the desired outcomes. It's exactly like a leader managing a highly capable team. Actually, companies like Rakuten are already doing this. They're shipping major releases every 2 weeks instead of once a quarter, simply by using product managers to coordinate teams of AI agents, just like human teams. It's wild. Moving right along, Section 2, the core intelligence engine, Fable 5 and Mythos 5. So what's the actual engine powering a shift this massive? It's a dual-engine strategy. And this brilliantly illustrates the approach Anthropic unveiled over in Tokyo. On one side of the coin, you have Fable 5. It's highly capable, state-of-the-art, and generally available for workflows and coding. But on the other side, you've got Mythos 5. Now, this is the exact same underlying model, but with its cyber and biological safeguards completely lifted. Because of that, it's heavily restricted, solely accessible to specialized researchers under Project Glasswing. You might be wondering, why keep it so locked down? Well, 2 months prior to the keynote, a preview version of Mythos read the entire OpenBSD source tree and incredibly found a 27-year-old vulnerability, a bug that had literally slipped past human review for 3 decades. So Anthropic is very carefully balancing that kind of immense, world-changing capability with incredibly strict enterprise governance. And for a tech executive evaluating all this, standard benchmark scores are really starting to lose their meaning. What truly drives enterprise value are the following 2 metrics: single-shot correctness and long-horizon autonomy. Basically, can the model hit a complex, highly specific problem perfectly on its very first try? And even more importantly, can it stay on track? Can it run for days on a single overarching goal, crunch through millions of tokens, dispatch subagents, and stay completely coherent the entire time? That right there is the difference between a neat toy and a serious enterprise tool. Which brings us to Section 3, Blueprint for Autonomous Agents, Deploying at Scale. So, the crucial point is, how do you actually deploy an engine that powerful? Because raw intelligence is honestly useless without structure. To turn a raw AI model into a functional enterprise agent that securely drives business outcomes, you need 3 foundational pillars. First, the harness, which basically gives the AI its tools and the permission to act. Second, the context, giving it a massive million-token memory and the ability to actually learn. And third, the infrastructure. This provides the highly reliable auto-scaling environments that are absolutely essential for these persistent agents. And for any architect listening, that infrastructure pillar is literally everything. Let's break these down a bit more. Starting with the harness, we can see the absolute genius of the Claude Managed Agents architecture. It's all about separating the brain from the hands. The brain is the model itself. It thinks, it plans, it figures out the necessary logic. But, and this is key, it doesn't directly touch your production environment. Instead, it spins up hands. These are auto-scaling, secure sandboxes that go in and execute the actual code or workflow. This strict separation of concerns is what maintains total stability. It prevents those nightmare cascading system failures, and it really allows for safe, iterative, outcome-based operations. Now, what's really interesting about this approach is how context is managed, specifically this fascinating distinction between memory and dreaming. Memory is pretty much what you'd expect. The agent writes its findings and decisions down to a file system in real time as it works. But dreaming, oh man, this is cool. Dreaming allows the agent to look back over all of its past sessions overnight. It analyzes its own trajectories, updates its skills, and autonomously self-improves so it performs even better the very next day. I mean, this is literally how you build a self-improving company.
All right, Section 4, Enterprise-Grade Security, Impenetrable Guardrails.
Let's be real. Letting autonomous agents write code and execute workflows across your entire corporate network sounds like a massive compliance nightmare without the right protections. But the platform solves this immediate C-suite concern through some seriously robust guardrails. For starters, it gives you scheduled deployments, so agents run on completely predictable cadences for routine compliance checks. Crucially, it also introduces environment variable vaults. This is a big one. It means your agents can make fully authenticated API requests without ever actually seeing or having access to your raw security keys. And as for your existing code, tools like Claude Security will scan your entire code base overnight, flag any critical vulnerabilities, and actually tee up sessions for the agents to patch them by morning.
Finally, Section 5, Scaling Engineering Workflows, Proven ROI Metrics.
We've covered the vision, the engines, the architecture, and the security. Now, what does this actually look like when deployed wall-to-wall in a real engineering org? Let's walk through these massive enterprise gains. Take Spotify, for example. They use background agents built on the Claude Agent SDK that just read migration plans in plain English and then deploy fleets of sub-agents to open pull requests. They've cut their migration time by 90%, merging over 1,000 PRs a month. These are tasks that used to completely paralyze their engineering resources. Or look at Mercari, where the entire engineering team runs on Claude Code, driving a 90% increase in output year over year. And internally over at Anthropic, their engineers are shipping 8 times more code than in past years. We aren't talking about incremental gains here. This is entirely transformative.
To put that into perspective and really anchor the sheer scale of this shift across the industry, API volume on the Claude platform is up nearly 17 times year over year. 17x? That right there is the sound of thousands of companies abandoning their old linear workflows and going all in on AI-native agentic architectures. A prime driver of all that volume is a concept called dynamic workflows. Imagine running tens or even hundreds of deterministic agents entirely in parallel. During the keynote, they showed a demo for a fictional company called Kaizen Operations, showcasing how to localize a platform into 13 different languages. Doing that sequentially would take a solid hour of manual prompting and waiting, but using a dynamic workflow, they deployed 12 parallel agents, generated all the code, translated the UI, and deployed the updates in just 3 minutes. 3 minutes! That's what scaling engineering workflows actually looks like in the wild. So what does this all mean? Well, it brings us to our final thought. The developers and executives who are going to win in this new era are the ones treating model upgrades not just as simple software patches, but as massive business opportunities. The exponential intelligence curve is continuing upward fast. So I leave you with this challenge. Stop designing just for today's models. Is your enterprise architecture actually ready to absorb the next exponential jump in AI intelligence? You've got to start building the harnesses, the context systems, and the infrastructure capable of handling tomorrow's capabilities today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.